Valmiki Ramayana, Bala Kanda, Book 1, Sarga 36, Canto 36, The Birth of Ganga. The hours of night now waning fast, on Sona's pleasant shore they passed. Then, when the dawn began to break, to Rama thus the hermit spake. The light of dawn is breaking clear, the hour of morning rites is near. Rise, Rama, rise, dear son, I pray, and make thee ready for the way. Then Rama rose and finished all his duties at the hermit's call, prepared with joy the road to take, and thus again in question spake. Here fair and deep the Sonas flows, and many an isle its bosom shows. What way, O saint, will lead us o'er, and lend us on the further shore? The saint replied, The way I choose is that which pious hermits use. For many a league they journeyed on, till when the sun of midday shone, the hermit haunted flood was seen of Jahnavi, the river's queen. Soon as the holy stream they viewed, thronged with a white-winged multitude of sarasses and swans, delight possessed them at the lovely sight. And then prepared the hermit band to halt upon that holy strand. They bade as Scripture bids, and paid oblations due to God and shade. To fire they burnt the offerings meet, and sipped the oil like Amrit sweet. Then pure and pleased they sate around Saint Vishwamitra on the ground. The holy men of lesser note in due degree sate more remote, while Raghu's sons took nearer place by virtue of their rank and race. Then Rama said, O saint, I yearn the three-path Ganga's tale to learn. Thus urged, the sage recounted both the birth of Ganga and her growth. The mighty hill with metals stored, Himalaya, is the mountain's lord, the father of a lovely pair of daughters, fairest of the fair. Their mother, offspring of the will of Meru, everlasting hill, Mena, Himalaya's darling, graced with beauty of her dainty waist. Ganga was elder born, then came the fair one known by Uma's name. Then all the gods of heaven, in need of Ganga's help, their vows to speed, to great Himalaya came and prayed the mountain king to yield the maid. He, not regardless of the will of the three worlds, with holy zeal, his daughter to the immortals gave, Ganga whose waters cleanse and save, whom roams at pleasure, fair and free, purging all sinners to the sea. The three-path Ganga, thus obtained, the gods their heavenly homes regained. Long time the sister Uma passed, in vows austere and rigid fast, and the king gave the devotee immortal Rudra's bride to be, matching with that unequaled lord, his Uma through the worlds adored. So now a glorious station fills each daughter of the king of hills, one honored as the noblest stream, one mid the goddesses supreme. Thus Ganga, King Himalaya's child, to heavenly river undefiled, rose bearing with her to the sky her waves that bless and purify. Jai. Valmiki Ramayana. Absolutely beautiful. Amazing. Footnotes 49.1. One of the names of the Ganges considered as the daughter of Janu. See Canto 10, Cross Krishna, L.I.V. 49.2. The Indian crane. 49.3. Or rather, geese. 49.4. A name of the god Shiva. Amazing. Beautiful chapter. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So this chapter is description of Ganga. Rama wanted to learn about the history of Ganga, not Ganges. Ganga. Say it with respect. Mother Ganga, not Ganges. Pronounce it properly. Ganga. Okay? It's Sanskrit. We need to preserve Sanskrit. So Rama and Lakshman and their guru Vishwamitra, they just crossed Sona River, resounding Sona, and they were going some ways. They came to Ganga. Rama is asking, as they journeyed many a league, unit of measurement, about 3 miles, a distance you can walk in one hour. Let's say 3 to 5 miles. Then at the midday, they stopped at Jahnavi. Jahnavi is the name of Ganga. She is known as Jahnavi too. Jahnavi is the Ganga is the daughter of the king of the mountains, the Himavan, King Himavan. So what we are learning is that these mountains that they are not just dead structures. They are living things, just like Bhumandala, just like Bhumi, Earth. It's a living thing. It has a soul, and the goddess is called Bhumi. So the god of Himalayas, the king of Himalayas, the soul of the Himalayas, is called Himavat, and he had three daughters. These are not just some imaginations. We are talking about living entities who are multidimensional. We're talking about demigods, divine, celestial, living entities, demigods. Ganga is not just a river. Ganga has a beautiful Devi personality, beautiful form of a woman, um, full of virtues. Um, um, she was um, she was the daughter. In other words, we are talking about beings, not some things, not just things. Demigods can assume different forms. So Ganga, she can assume the form of a river. The goddess Ganga, she can assume the form of a river, and this is how she flows through throughout the three worlds. We have three planetary systems of seven. Three sevens comes to 21. We have hellish planetary systems or subterranean planetary systems. We have middle planetary systems, Middle Earth, Bhumandala, Lotus Flower with 7 planets. And then we have 7 upper planetary systems or heavenly regions. So Ganga flows through all 3 of them and purifies all the sinners. Again, it's a divine goddess. Ganga is a divine goddess. She is not just a river, just some dead molecules of water flowing. No, she is the breathing, living thing. The goddess, celestial goddess. That's why these holy rivers should be respected as such. Not throw so much garbage into them and dumping all kinds of stuff into them and contaminating. Of course, nobody can contaminate Ganga's water, but it's just disrespectful to behave like that. And you can see you can go to India and see everything is so dirty. Ganga is full of trash and all kinds of things going on, unfortunately, because of because of what? Of progress, materialism, right? That's progress, materialism, consumerism. That's progress. Plastic everywhere. That's huge progress, right? No, it's not progress. It's idiocracy. So anyway, beautiful chapter. Always talks about the virtues of the souls who lived back then in Treta Yuga. Rama, Lakshman, absolutely gentlemen, like polite, respectful, full of virtues, like exactly how humans should behave and be. Self-control to the utmost, truthful to their word, humble, everything, all the best qualities. That's why it's so essential to read these histories, the true histories of the planet Earth, so we can remember where we came from. But unfortunately, because of the demoniac forces, um, some people they don't want this to be presented as the true historical events, but some mythology, some poetry imagined by some dudes, who were high on some kind of drugs. Unfortunately, so so in this way, people completely neglect these texts, the Vedas, thinking them mythology. Indians themselves too, to this day, they call their books scriptures mythologies, and they call their gods mythological deities, idols. Imagine, you have such rich history and culture, and you offend your own culture by calling it mythology. It is sad, absolutely sad. So beautiful story of Ganga, and she had a sister called Uma, and Uma was married to Lord Shiva. The gods came to ask her to come to heavens. There she goes. Uma performed great austerities. Imagine also this is a divine goddess, Uma, and she's so self-controlled that she uses her time for rigid austerities and yoga practices. So even a goddess who doesn't have to do these kind of things does it because she understands the power of self-control, how important this is to have peace of mind. Self-control means to have peace of mind. And unless you're self-control, you cannot have peace of mind. Unless you're constantly chasing pleasure, you'll never have peace of mind. Never. And you learn, these higher demigods, they are so so full of virtues, and always just doing their service to Krishna, because ultimately they all understand. Shiva understands, Ganga understands, Uma understands, all of them, that Krishna, Govinda, is the God. And there is no other God besides Krishna. Everybody else is beneath Krishna. God, Krishna, Christos, Christ is 7% God. G-O-D. G-O-D. Govinda. God. The transcendental cowboy. God. So anyway, this is beautiful chapter. Amazing poetry. Credit where credit is due to Mr. Ralph Griffith and his colleagues. Um, they're doing excellent job translating this Sanskrit. I'm amazed that back then, I guess they had some really great Sanskrit scholars who were able to translate from Sanskrit to English like this. Even back then, this is just mind blowing. Anyway, English is a Kali Yuga version of Sanskrit. Sanskrit was common language during Vedic times, but during the Kali Yuga, during the New World Order, English language has become worldwide base language for everyone to communicate with computers and stuff like this. Basically, English is coded Sanskrit. Word God is acronym or abbreviation for Govinda. Govinda, the transcendental cowboy. God. Okay, ciao.